What you're about to hear is a story that's about as sad as it gets. So here's your fair warning. Do with the information what you may. A guy by the name of Israel Hilton is going to tell you his personal story with the healthcare system in America, and more specifically in Texas. But this really applies to all of the 25 states that haven't accepted the Medicaid expansion under Obamacare.
My name is Israel Hilton, and I was born here in Brownsville, Texas.
You caught one? Good.
I've worked all my life, and I've put into the system. Most of my life, I have not been qualified for insurance, or it was not available to me. Well, when you don't have health care, you become more cautious as far as go see a doctor, even just for regular care, just for a checkup. You know, where am I going to get the money from? It's money that I need to use for something else.
Ready for this? I'm ready. Let's do it.
And it was at that point that I actually went back into the hospital, and they ordered a biopsy and determined it was cancer. From what I've been told, very likely I wouldn't get the rest of it. So right now they're just trying to work as far as extending the length of time they'll have. But I still don't know if it has done anything for me yet. I believe if I did have some type of health insurance, I would have been able to afford to get maybe a second opinion, and maybe I would have gotten more detail as far as the type of exams that they did on me.
And maybe the tumor would have been smaller, and they might have been able to treat it better.
Yeah.
His lack of insurance killed him. If Rick Perry had accepted the expansion of Medicaid under Obamacare, he would have gotten a second opinion when he had the seizures, and the neurologist said, "You have depression, you can go home now." Since he didn't have coverage, he didn't get that second opinion. And they could have caught his cancer earlier, and he could have gotten treatment. He could have had a chance. His cancer could have been in an earlier stage where it's actually treatable and you can actually make it go into remission. So he has about a year left to live. It's such a depressing story, man. You know, when I saw this earlier, I was on the verge of tears. You have just this visceral, innate emotional response where you connect to him on a personal level. And here's another amazing fact. How many Americans are in the same boat as him in terms of they don't get Medicaid because they're in red states that didn't accept the Medicaid expansion? 5 to 8 million people. 5 to 8 million people are in that same area that he's in, where the exchanges don't apply to him because they don't make enough money, and Medicaid doesn't apply to them even though it should. Because, again, their state has not expanded it. The Republican governor did not accept the Medicaid expansion under Obamacare. So, according to a Harvard study, this is the even more depressing fact, there will be up to, quote, 17,000 premature and unavoidable deaths, their words, not mine, as a result of the GOP obstruction and not expanding Medicaid. So there are 17,000 Israel Hiltons out there, and I bring you this story to show you these numbers and statistics that I'm always giving on the show and the studies I'm quoting and everything. They're real people with real stories. When you say a number, like people, it's just a number, right? Like, 5 million to 8 million people. I don't even know what that looks like. What does that mean? Are 17,000 people going to, die prematurely and unavoidably? That's insane. Like, what is that? That's just a large number. But there are 17,000 guys and girls, men and women, just like him. They have personal stories, they have families, they have friends, they have lives, they have jobs, they have this, they have that. I mean, look, I'm just going to put it as bluntly as possible. If you vote Republican, you're voting to have 17,000 people killed. Now, I know that offends a lot of people and they don't like hearing that. My response is, that's too fucking bad. Because facts are facts.